When Anderson Pearson pulled that trigger, it wasn't self-defense. He shot an unarmed man 5 times. And when we said we wanted to argue self-defense, you quickly said no. Because as a guardian of the court, you were not about to allow tricky lawyering to distort what you knew to be the truth. And standing before you, I'll admit, we were guilty of exactly what you accused us of, Your Honor. We were figuring Anderson Pearson's a good man, the defendant's a bad guy. All we have to do is present self-defense, and at least one juror would bite. You were right. But the prosecution had its own strategy. They didn't want to charge manslaughter because they were figuring that same sympathetic jury would choose that to avoid sending a good man away forever. So they boxed them in with murder 1 or murder 2. These games are played every single day by defense attorneys and prosecutors in courtrooms all across the country.
Yes, it's awful, isn't it? Except when you win.
The problem is, you let them play their hand, but with us...
Because murder 1 and murder 2 were tenable. Self-defense wasn't.
That's a finding of fact, not...
No, it's a conclusion of law based on the facts.
Your Honor, you wouldn't let us distort the truth. You shouldn't either. Your ruling was a finding of fact.
Should I put on my helmet? Are you about to throw your brief?
You shut down self-defense because it wasn't that. But this wasn't murder 2 either. It was an act in the heat of passion. The man showed up at his door with a dead cat. After a month of stalking, he arrives at the doorway, throws down the family pet, which he had just strangled, and Anderson Pearson snapped. It was manslaughter.
So why didn't you ask for an order that manslaughter be charged as a lesser-included offense? I'll tell you, you feared, just like the prosecutors, that if it was available, the jury would opt for it. And just like the prosecution, you wanted to play all or nothing.
Ask yourself what really happened.
Why should I?
Because that's what you did when we wanted to go self-defense. You said to yourself, what really happened, and you took over. Fine, do it again.
Counsel?
Forget about poker and games and lawyers. Just look at the case and call it as you see it. You did it in the beginning. You owe it to Anderson Pearson.
I don't owe anybody.
You know what happened. You know what happened. You know what happened.
Sit down, Miss
You know what happened.
Biz Dole.
You know what happened.